We live in a world where boundaries define our existence. The skin defines the body, the senses define perception, the mind defines thought. Yet beyond these boundaries lies a vastness waiting to be discovered. In this meditation, we will journey from the intimate awareness of the body to the limitless expanse of the cosmos. Inspired by the teachings of Deepak Chopra, this is not merely a practice of relaxation, but an invitation to dissolve the walls of separation that keep us small. It is a call to experience ourselves, not as isolated beings, but as threads woven into the fabric of universal consciousness. Close your eyes for a moment and allow yourself to come fully into this present space. So often we are caught in the rush of doing, of thinking, of planning, that we forget the simple miracle of being alive. The first step on this journey from body to cosmos is to awaken to the body, to truly inhabit the temple of our existence. The body is not just flesh and bone. It is an orchestra of energy, rhythm, and intelligence that sustains us every second. To awaken to the body is to remember that every breath is a gift, and every heartbeat a reminder that life flows through us. Begin by feeling the breath as it moves in and out. It is the most natural act we perform, yet when we give it our awareness, it becomes a bridge into the depths of presence. Inhaling, we welcome the universe within. Exhaling, we let go of what no longer serves. Each breath anchors us in the here and now. As you tune into this rhythm, notice how the body begins to soften and release. The breath invites calm. The breath invites clarity. The breath invites life itself to be felt in its fullness. Now shift attention to the feet resting on the ground. Feel their weight and connection to the earth. In that awareness there is grounding, a reminder that you are supported in every step. Move that awareness upward into the legs, the hips, the torso. Each region carries its own story, its own memories, its own signals. With gentle attention, you honor these stories without judgment. You give the body permission to be exactly as it is. This honoring is the essence of awakening. The hands, so often busy with tasks, can become portals of awareness. As you feel them resting, notice the subtle tingling, the quiet vibration of life moving through them. These sensations are not random. They are reminders of the constant energy circulating through you. Awareness turns ordinary experience into extraordinary revelation. What was once unnoticed becomes a sacred whisper. Your body has always been speaking, only now you are listening. This listening opens the door to deeper connection. Move now to the heart. Place gentle attention there. Feel its steady rhythm, beating not just for survival, but for connection. The heart carries wisdom that words cannot capture. With every beat, it speaks the language of life. By bringing awareness here, you connect with the center of compassion and love. You begin to feel the body not as a mechanical structure, but as a living, breathing expression of consciousness. The heart is the gateway to expansion, reminding us that we are more than separate individuals. From the heart, let awareness rise into the face, the jaw, the eyes. So many emotions have passed through these spaces. Allow them to soften. Feel the presence that comes when tension dissolves. Even in the smallest muscles, there is an invitation to let go. In this release, you awaken not only to the body, but also to the spaciousness beyond it. The body becomes less a boundary and more a doorway. It is here that we discover the first hint of the cosmos waiting to reveal itself. The body is not a prison. It is not a limitation. It is a beginning point, a sacred vessel. When we bring full awareness to it, we discover the miraculous in the ordinary. We realize that awakening to the body is not about control, but about surrender. By honoring each sensation, each breath, each beat, We align with the intelligence that animates all of life. This is the first step in dissolving boundaries, and as we awaken to the body, we prepare ourselves to awaken to the infinite. As awareness deepens, we begin to sense that the body, though sacred, is not the full measure of who we are. The sensations we feel are real, but they arise within something even more vast. That vastness is awareness itself. When we shift from the body into awareness, we discover a field that has no edges and no boundaries. It is like stepping out of a small room and finding ourselves under the endless sky. Awareness is the sky of our being, spacious, open, and infinite. To explore this field, simply notice the one who is observing. You are not just the breath, not just the heartbeat, not just the thoughts that come and go. You are the presence that notices all of it. Thoughts may rise like clouds, yet you remain as the sky that holds them. Emotions may flow like rivers, yet you remain as the space in which they move. By resting in awareness, you discover a freedom beyond all fluctuations. Awareness is the constant that never changes. This awareness cannot be touched or measured, yet it is undeniable. Every sound you hear, every sensation you feel, every image that passes through your mind appears within this field. Notice how awareness is not limited by the body. It stretches beyond the skin, beyond the room, beyond even the horizon. Awareness has no border. When you rest in this recognition, you realize that the boundary between self and world begins to blur. What you perceive is not outside you, it is part of the same field in which you exist. At first, this recognition may feel subtle, like catching a glimpse of something just beyond reach, but with gentle attention it becomes clearer. You begin to sense that awareness is not something you create, it is something you are. The mind may attempt to define it, yet awareness is beyond definition. It cannot be captured by thought, only experienced directly. In this experience, you taste a freedom that no external circumstance can grant or take away. It is the freedom of being limitless. The more you rest in this vastness, the more you sense connection. You are not a separate island adrift in the sea of existence. You are the sea itself, expressing as a unique wave. Awareness makes this truth undeniable. You see that all beings share this same field. What separates us is only the illusion of form, while what unites us is the reality of awareness. In that recognition, compassion blossoms naturally. You no longer see others as strangers, but as reflections of the same infinite presence. This shift from the body into awareness is not about leaving the body behind, but about expanding beyond its apparent limits. The body becomes one note in the symphony, while awareness is the entire music. To live from this recognition is to live with a sense of spaciousness and peace that radiates into every part of life. Problems that once seemed heavy lose their weight. Conflicts that once seemed rigid soften in the light of a larger perspective. Awareness is the great dissolver, and in its presence boundaries begin to fade. As you rest in this state, you prepare for the final step of the journey. To expand from awareness into the cosmos itself, where self and universe merge into one vast reality. When awareness opens fully, it carries us to the edge of the greatest discovery. The body has given us grounding. Awareness has given us freedom. Now comes the realization that there is no final boundary, no ultimate wall that separates us from the cosmos. As the self expands beyond the body and beyond thought, it merges with the vast intelligence that holds the stars, the galaxies, the endless universe. This is not a concept to be believed, but an experience to be lived. It is the flowering of oneness. Imagine looking at the night sky, filled with countless points of light. In ordinary perception, those stars appear distant, unreachable, separate. But in the state of expanded awareness, you feel them as part of you. The light that burns in the sun also burns in your cells. The particles that dance within your body were once forged in ancient stars. The cosmos is not outside you. You are the cosmos, localized in human form. This realization dissolves all boundaries between self and universe. As the sense of separation fades, so does fear. Fear is born from the illusion of being small and vulnerable. But when you recognize that you are woven into the infinite, what is there to fear? The cosmos is not hostile or indifferent. It is alive, intelligent, and creative. You are an expression of that creativity. Each thought, each breath, each heartbeat is a ripple in the universal ocean. In merging with the cosmos, you awaken to a security that cannot be shaken. In this state of oneness, love becomes the natural language. Not the love that is bound by conditions or attachments, but the love that recognizes everything as self. You look at the tree and see your own life flowing through it. You look at another person and see your own consciousness reflected in their eyes. You look at the universe and feel its pulse as your own heartbeat. This love is not created. It simply shines forth when boundaries dissolve. It is the radiant light of unity. From this place of merging, life takes on new meaning. No longer do you live as a separate individual struggling against the world. You live as the cosmos expressing itself through your form, through your voice, through your choices. Every action becomes sacred because it flows from the whole. Every moment becomes divine because it is infused with the presence of the infinite. The cosmos does not demand that you abandon individuality. It invites you to see individuality as part of the universal dance. When you truly rest in this vastness, you realize that dissolution of boundaries is not an end but a beginning. It is the beginning of living with a sense of wholeness that cannot be broken. It is the beginning of seeing yourself not as a fragment, but as the totality reflected in a single point. From body to awareness to cosmos, the journey is complete, and in that completion you stand free, limitless, and fully alive. This is the gift of dissolving boundaries, the return to unity, the remembrance that you are the universe becoming aware of itself. As we arrive at the close of this journey, let us pause to honor the path we have taken. We began by awakening to the body, recognizing it as a sacred vessel of life and presence. We then expanded into awareness, discovering the vast field that holds every thought, every breath, and every sensation. Finally, we merged with the cosmos itself, dissolving the illusion of separation and realizing our oneness with the infinite. This is not just a meditation, but a way of living, a way of seeing the world with eyes that no longer cling to boundaries. When you carry this truth into daily life, every moment becomes a reminder of your connection to the whole. The body is your grounding, awareness is your freedom, and the cosmos is your home. In this union, you are never alone, never limited, never small. Remember always that you are not just in the universe, you are the universe expressing itself as you.